folks, how y'all doing today? I am Stately. This is City Skylines. Welcome to the fair town of good intentions, where we have finally I say, finished our freeway expansion, and we're ready to start building in our new little section here. So this is what I had in mind. I'd like to have a leisure zone here with commerce along the coast and maybe some high density residential. And then we'll have offices up along the freeway back here and low density residential in between. So we can go ahead and get started on that. The first thing I think I want to do is put down a key. And we'll use the pretty one with the fence here. We'll just go from under the bridge here all the way along the coastline. No, too steep. I mean, too curvy. You know what I mean. Want something more flowing. More like this. This will give us more room to develop along the coast. Maybe we can even have something like a cool little promenade or something. Nope. Got a little out of control there. No big. We can... Well, actually, we can probably just end it there. I might want to... try to kind of get this to cut off neatly, but I don't think I can. Should we just do that? There we go. Yeah, that'll work just fine. Okay, so we got a nice little coastline set up here. That'll be straightforward enough. Maybe we can have a cool little promenade or something. And now we can start putting in our roads. And for the main roads, we're going to go with a regular 4-lane, one on each side, heading out and along the path of the freeway, more or less parallel. Not going to go too far. Something like that. Do the same thing on this side. Okay, I'm getting some registration marks again. And then, wow, okay. And then here we'll curve down and connect with whatever we end up putting along here. And we'll have side roads as well. Okay, so the secondary roads, same thing again, your standard 4-lane. Down to here, and then we'll connect up here. Do the same thing over here. And then at the end here, we'll connect them together. We'll just do a straight road for that. Like that. Okay, and that's our basic layout. I think that should do just fine. I might want to do something about this corner. Or maybe not. Okay, so let's start with the... Let's start with the fun part, shall we? Let's start with our very first unique building. And we need something cool for commerce, and honestly, a stadium right on the water would be pretty cool. Okay, let's try that. Let's see if we can get a stadium in here. And I think what we'll need to do is kind of put down a road that'll allow the stadium to be right by the water side. which means I can't rotate this. I need to kind of eyeball it. That means standard 6-lane road. We're doing 6-lane roads, apparently. From here, just down a little bit. Maybe like that. And then some 2-lane roads off to the side here. Why are we doing that? That's not what I want to do. Did I leave something stupid on? I mean, I don't know why I'm even going into underground mode here. That makes no sense. But let's just raise this a little bit, because it would appear that that's the problem right here. This road shouldn't be dipping quite so precipitously. Not sure why it is, but it was, and now it's not. So hopefully it'll be okay now. And doing kind of a roundabout here, but for now, I'm only really interested in having a place to put down the stadium, and then we'll build around it. And how does that work with the coastline? I'd like it to be a little closer to the coastline, I think. So we'll go ahead and extend this road outwards just a little bit farther. Back to our massive 6-lane road. Straight line. Turn the anarchy on so that I don't get any troubles with the game complaining about the road being too short. And the side road should be counterclockwise, right? Let's try this. Oh, that's perfect. That's beautiful. Stadium right by the waterside there. That looks awesome. I am, however, not going to have enough room to run a road behind it. So instead of 3-lane one-way, I will go with 4-lane bidirectional here. Like that. That's very nice. I like that a lot. And you can see it from across the river, which is, oh, on fire. You can see it across the river, which is on fire. Fortunately, my fire department is not too far from there. We have a little bit of a death wave going on here. Here and here. We're going to have to deal with that. I think this is what precipitated it. The cemetery is full. You know what? We also need another health clinic or two. But let's go ahead and pop down a crematorium right here. This is just a little trunk road. Start emptying this out. That should solve the issues here. Excuse me. Had a little hiccup there. Hopefully the hearses don't have too much trouble navigating this. That seems okay. And then over here we can put down a cemetery on this little back road. That's a beautiful place for it. Right here, backing up on the hill. Should we have a separate little road in front of it? I don't think that's necessary. That looks just fine and dandy the way it is. Okay, and hopefully between the new cemetery and the new crematorium, that will resolve our death wave issues. While we're here, though, let's go ahead and put down a clinic. So we have one here, and we need one over on this side. And I think we'll put it back here or over here. This seems to be a pretty good place for that. Yeah. Is that okay? I think that's okay. And while we're here, let's clean up just a little bit. Let's take a quick detour and fill out some of these areas just a little. This bugs me more than it should. All right, now it's an asphalt jungle. Mission accomplished. Beautiful asphalt jungle. We lost some buildings here? That's odd. Okay, but we can fix that. That's no problem. And you know what? We can have some more commercial here too. Because, you know, we just turned it into a fairly sad little concrete jungle. The least we can do is fill it in a little bit. I love how the cars just drive over whatever they need to drive over to get to a parking spot. And once they get within a certain range of a parking spot, they're just like, screw it, I'm driving through this school. I don't care. And my cemetery isn't quite working because it doesn't have any power. I don't know how much electricity you need to run a cemetery, but the answer is obviously some. But hopefully once this starts working, we'll be able to solve this death wave without ending up with too many abandoned buildings. It still seems pretty bad, to be honest. But okay, let's get back to work. This corner might be in need of attention, not right this second. We have our 4-lane highway here, which we are going to extend outwards, and I was thinking maybe we'd go down, but that's going to leave us with not a lot of buildable plots, so something a little bit like this. Should be pretty good. And then on this side we'll do kind of the same thing. Keep following those same basic road lines. And then we'll put a couple of little connector pieces in to glue it all together. There we go. Yeah, I know you don't have any water and you don't have any power. Okay. Let's go ahead and get the power supply sorted. We are going to need more power for this. Shall we put in a separate power supply over here? We could do that. We have no trouble with electrical availability. It's fine. We have plenty of power available. We just need to route it over to the other side of the water. Underwater power lines would be nice, to be honest. I would like that. For now, though, this will do just fine. And this will be more or less the center of our area. I expect things to kind of grow out from there, so we'll just run the water lines up. We still have plenty of water availability. And we can unpause now because hopefully we've solved all of the pressing issues. And then one last row here. And we'll obviously have to do some infill on the water supply, but for now, that'll work just fine. Okay, so this central area here, we're going to create a district, and this is going to be our first leisure district. It'll go from there around to there, along here, down this way, maybe a little farther. Do the same thing over here. Next step, we need parking. And because this is a football stadium, we're going to go with a full-scale parking garage. And let's kind of put it behind the main roads. We'll put a little side road over here to right about there, and go back to that parking garage, and we'll plop it down here. Just right at the end here. Like that. You know what, though? I think maybe the other side would be more appropriate, and we'll leave enough space so that we can have some leisure areas here. All right, Sunset Square. What shall we call Sunset Square? This is kind of our leisure area, so we're going to call this Funky Town, as in, won't you take me to Funky Town? Won't you take me to Funky Town? Alrighty. Let's start with a little bit of high density commercial right around the stadium. Here and all the way up to about here. And then the rest we'll look at, but it'll probably be low density. Okay, so theme editor, commercial specializations, leisure. I should have done that first because now all of those buildings need to respawn. But that's okay, no big deal. Check out the policies here. Recycling is good. Parks and Rec, recreational use, sure, why not? No electricity for heat. That's one of the new expansion bits. Recycle plastic, yes, absolutely. And that should do us for Funky Town. I'm not going to build out Funky Town just yet because there are more important things we need to do here. In particular, we want some residential here. We have a lot of demand for residential, and we need to get on that. Still got a couple of places that haven't been visited by the Death Eaters yet. But it's getting better, and oh geez. I hope it'll be okay. I don't think we need to worry too much. We've got a lot of extra capacity for getting rid of corpses now, so we'll just let it be and see if it manages to resolve itself without our help. So I was thinking, back here, office space, because it's close to the freeway, and people close to the freeway, well, they don't like to live close to the freeway. They don't mind working there, though. So let's go ahead and put in some crossroads here. And I don't want to go like completely grid crazy here. So we'll kind of have these parallel roads. And we'll connect these together internally with slightly curved roads, just ever so slightly curved, if at all. And it doesn't seem to actually be curving, but that's okay. Yeah, not quite perfect, but close enough. These people are going to want a park of some kind, and we're going to have to put down a school too, because we can't expect people to go all the way to the other side of town for their schools. So what we'll do for that is we'll take out one road section here, and this will be kind of our school / recreational area. Let's go ahead and put in a grade school. This is our basic elementary school. We'll put that over on this side, and then we'll put a park next to it. Large playground. Maybe something a little more modest. That's not more modest. This is definitely more modest, though. Yeah, like that. That'll work. And let's start low residential zoning this. All of this will be, except these. That makes no sense. All of these will be standard low density residential. And hopefully people will be happy to live there. I'm going to have to run some electricity over. Obviously, but for now, let's just fill all of this in. And we'll do the same thing over here. And then I guess this will also be residential. Just making sure we don't get any weirdly shaped buildings here. I'm sure it won't be too much of an issue. Everybody's like, give me electricity or give me death. Okay, dude. Hold on, we'll give you some electricity. Won't you take me to Funky Town? Let me let this develop a little bit before I put in the electrics so that I don't end up running wires through places that shouldn't have to have them. Okay, and that should do for starters for our new residential area. For the office areas up here, we'll set up a separate road, I think. Go up, and we'll go up a little bit more. We'll go up to about here, and around to here. Do the same thing over here. Up to about there and around to there, and then we'll just kind of run a straight line out like that. Now I'm just gonna maybe straighten this out just a little, like so. I have a couple of little side roads here, and I'm just using a slightly different road for this. Just ever so slightly different, just for a bit of variety. We'll put down a parking lot in the middle. It's been a while since I've regaled you with my parking lot building skills, guys, so consider yourselves lucky. And there. And that should be enough. Can I fit an 8x2 in here? Oh, it's a miracle I can fit an 8x2 in here. And I can do the same over here. Like that. Put in the handicap spots. This is more of a parking lot than I strictly speaking need, I suppose, but that should work out pretty well. Because all of these guys are very complaining about their electricity, so I guess I'm going to have to put in some temporary power lines until it fills out, or it'll start emptying out again, and that's not what we want. So we'll go from here to here. Okay, that should solve the electrical problems. I am going to put down a bike path in that area where the road was that I deleted, right here. We'll just go down to here, just like that. And, okay, we're missing a little bit of water, no big deal. That. Let's start putting the offices down. I'm just going to fill out these nice square ones here. And around the outside. Leaving plenty of space in between because, you know, we don't know exactly how this stuff is going to turn out yet. Okay, our death wave is sorted, and I don't see any angry blinking lights in our city, so that is very pleasing indeed. Excellent news. Okay, all right, so we have our leisure area going on here. We have our stadium. We have a parking garage for the stadium. Can I see how many? Nobody's using the parking lot. That's okay, you don't have to. It's not mandatory. All right, next up, high density commercial outside of the leisure area, but along this main road. So here and here, we'll leave that corner open. Maybe we'll put something nice down there at some point. And we'll do the same over here. We'll have some high density commercial stretching out along these roads. And we'll still leave room for other stuff. We might want gaps in there for walkways or something like that. But for now, something like that should do just fine. The offices are slowly beginning to fill up. That's good. This whole area here is undetermined so far. We don't know what we're going to do with it yet. And that is fine. It's nice to have a little bit of space to work with. Next step, we have a subway line that goes over to here. And I am going to go ahead and add a stop to the subway line right there. Why is that guy mad that there's a subway line? Who doesn't like subway lines? Crazy people, that's who doesn't like subway lines. Oops. Not quite like that. We want this. Okay, our options here are we can run a separate line or we can connect it to this. And I think we should run a separate line to our hub. So we're going to more or less do, no, come on, that. These guys are waiting for the police to show up. What does the police situation look like? We have 2, 3 more or less strategically placed police stations. No problem. I'm not going to worry about it. It is all just fine. Are we... No, we're not out of water. I just never put up a water supply up here. Okay, so our offices are filling in. Our leisure area... This all doesn't look really much like leisure. Did I not assign this? Why are you guys still complaining about water? Oh, because the simulation isn't running. Did I not assign this to a leisure zone? Yeah, this is a leisure zone. No, now it's a leisure zone. Okay. Shoot. That means all those things are going to get broken down again and get rebuilt, but whatever. It's no big deal. Not the end of the world. Just not the end of the summer. Okay, all right, so subway. We were doing a subway line, and we have the line set up, so we're just going to do a line from this station, which is kind of our main transfer station. Can I create a new line? There we go. To here and back to here, and that's all there is to it. We've got a nice little single stop subway line heading out there. That should make it a lot easier for people to get here if they want to go watch the soccer match. Oh, that stadium looks good. That's a pretty cool view there, don't you guys think? I like it. Y'all don't have to like it, but I do. I'm getting buildings here that I don't think I should be getting. I'm getting kind of mixed European and American style buildings, and it's a little odd. Don't get me wrong, I like these European style buildings, but I'm not sure that's how this is supposed to look. This area is filling in nicely. We have pretty flat demand now, so I think we can let this be for now. Wait until the demand increases a little bit. And let's take a quick look at our traffic and public transit and make sure everything is still running properly. Our new transit hub here seems to be working pretty well. We've got lots of people using the bus and lots of people using the subway. The number of students at the university is going down, and I think that might be because our population is just getting older. We still have a lot of people in line for the bus here, but it's not completely insane. So I'm not too worried. Eventually we could put a tram line up and down here to help alleviate that. Let's look at our traffic issues. Yeah, nothing really to worry about. The same sort of red areas. Traffic here is pretty heavy. This is actually a little unexpected. I didn't think we'd be having troubles here. And why are we having troubles here? We're having troubles here because people are trying to get into this right lane. I think this is something that we need to keep an eye on, but we probably don't need to worry about it right away. This is getting kind of heavy too. It's actually getting very heavy. It's moving along just fine. Even here where it unloads, it seems to be a-okay. Let's see what we got here. I have 2 lanes here and 1 lane here, so we should be able to grab a 2-lane one-way and upgrade this ramp. And while we're at it, we'll just do all of them for the sake of consistency. Because we are definitely creating a bit of a bottleneck here, and that actually seems to have solved that bottleneck in one fell swoop. Let's go ahead and change these turn allowances just a little bit. We're going to let people here turn here, and we're going to let people here turn into here, and we're not going to let them go straight. If you want to go straight, there's a freeway. And then the same thing here. We want people to be able to turn in from either lane. So we do this to here and this to here, and in theory you might want to turn around here. Now, here's fine. You can't go straight because we don't want people just using this as a shortcut around the freeway, and there's really no point to it. And that seems to have solved the issues here. Everything is moving along smoothly again. So we'll check in on it later and make sure it's all okay. This is also moving along smoothly thanks to some very minor changes. So all is well in the world of traffic. Okay, what's going on here? Everything seems to be going pretty well. We've got some new commercial demand. So we're going to go ahead and continue to add commercial spaces along this road. Although this area here we will go with low density, not slow density, low density, instead of high. And okay, that's where our leisure zone ends on that side, and this is where our leisure zone ends on this side. So this should work out fine and dandy. Okay, that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. I'm doing this because we have this cool parkish area back here, and I want to have it accessible. So if we need to, at some point, we can let people move in. What I was thinking might be nice would be a little bike path or something back there. Let's see, we got some industrial demand. I'm not really planning on doing any industrial here, especially since offices fulfill industrial demand, and I probably don't have a whole lot of uneducated workers left. But we will go ahead and fill this out a little bit more. Because the people want it. And who am I to deny the people what they want? Oh, that's right. I'm their insane god. Right. That's my evil dictator laugh. Is there parking on these roads? It's a rhetorical question because there's like a gazillion people parked here. What is going on with these buildings? I'm a little unclear on why I'm getting those there, but I'll look into that. I might have mixed up my zones or something somehow. It's the only thing I can think of. And nobody's using the parking garage. I don't know if the parking garage is... I mean, there's plenty of cars in it. Maybe the visitor count just doesn't accurately portray the number of people parked. That would make... I guess that would make sense. Would that make sense? Still a lot of commercial demand. So let's go ahead and... let's set up kind of a grid structure here, and we'll fill that in with some pretty dense commercial. We'll use high density. We need the roads first, obviously. And which road do we want? We want a standard 2-lane with trees, I think. Really? Not a single grid spot there? That's odd. Huh. Not sure what the deal is with that. But we'll do the same thing over here. And should we put... No, let's not overdo it. I'm not sure why there are no... Oh, I think it's these power lines, which I shouldn't need anymore. Because the power running into here should be enough to power everything by now. Everything should be properly connected. Okay, yeah, that's what was happening. So there we go. More high-density commercial space. There's one issue here. High-density commercial does make some noise, and we have residential over here. I'm not going to worry about that too much. I'm thinking we'll probably be okay. So we can just start filling this in. And here might be a nice place for a plaza or something. This weird combination of buildings is really starting to bug me. I'm not sure what's going on. I'll look into it after the video has been recorded and see if it's something that needs fixing. So we have plazas. We have a couple of different plazas we could put in here. I like this one, and geez, I kind of want to put it down without collapsing anything else. So maybe we just put it on the corner there, and then we just fill in the asphalt here. Oh Jesus. Perhaps not quite like that. Let's go with a single point brush size here and do it the hard way. And this, I haven't found a solution for this. There's always just issues. And I don't really know what to do about it. So I'm going to do nothing about it for now, until I've worked out what to do about it. And then we'll put something in here. And that's filling in pretty nicely. We've already got somebody here waiting for a pickup from a hearse. So I think it's going to be unavoidable to have either a graveyard or a crematorium here. And I think we'll go with a crematorium, and I think we'll put it, maybe we'll have a little services area here. This would be a decent place for whatever services we end up needing. It's pretty empty now, but we can get that to fill in. So I zoned this, something should pop up there soon enough. Let's see, we've got a reasonably high demand for residential again. And this would be a good place for some high-density residential right here. Specifically, we're going to just run a road through there. And we'll put down a small parking area in the middle. If I can work out where the button for the parking lots is. From, say, here to here, and from here to here. Not quite like that. And then we'll have some high-density commercial towers. Kind of staggered. See how that fills in. We'll have some potentially big ones here. And we need to go ahead and put down, excuse me, put down the parking bays. 3x2, 4x2 should do the trick. Come on. In trouble getting this just so. And some handicap bays, because our simulated city still needs to be ADA compliant. And a couple of Tesla charging stations over here, I suppose. And I guess here as well. Okay, and this is starting to fill in nicely. People have a place to park. I don't have any public transit going on here, and I think I'm going to need a fire department because my fire department's like a million miles away. Firehouse, fire station, default firehouse. So we're glad now that we put in this little services corner here. It's central enough that it'll make everybody happy. And then we'll go ahead and just put the police station down on the other side. Because why not? Not that one. This one. Okay, so we got cops. We got a crematorium. Can I move this over like... No, stop that. Yeah, that didn't help at all. I mean, it's still off kilter. It's no big deal. I just thought I could get it all straightened out. I was wrong. I've been wrong before, and I'll probably be wrong again someday. At least we don't need to worry about the crematorium catching fire, right? Again with the weirdness here. No matter what I do, there's always a gap somewhere. And when it comes down to it, the only option seems to be to like pave the entire freaking thing to sort that out, which is infuriating and a little weird. So I'm going to leave it at that for now, and then we'll have to think about how to decorate the rest of this area. But that's our basic city services. Okay, we got a little water shortage here. Water availability is still fine. We just missed a little corner here. So that's sorted. This is... What the hell? Now we're getting like Dutch row houses. I need to look into this because I'm getting weird mixed styles all over the place, and I don't like that. This is not marked as any kind of district. I don't mind the European theme. I'm just not going for a European-themed city, and that is definitely a problem. Okay, we still have massive residential demand, like all over the place. So let's keep infilling the residential. We'll put down a connector road here. We'll just kind of suburb it up, I think. Low density. And just fill in this entire area and this entire area and this and that. How is traffic doing here? How's my magical intersection? Actually, this is pretty good. I don't really see any problems with the way this is set up. It looks, you know, meh. Kind of a weird woven look. But it definitely does the trick. This is just weird. I mean, I have this whole Berlin-looking segment here now. Is there like a city policy option that I'm missing or something? I don't think so. Would it be in budgeting or something? I still got some corpses that need pickup too. And oh, trash. You know what? We don't have any trash facilities here. All of the trash collection has to come from way down here. And that just doesn't seem like a great idea. So let's go ahead and put down an incinerator plant somewhere, and probably a recycling plant. And we want that to be well out of the way, obviously. And well out of the way right now seems like it's going to be... You know, I think we want it even farther out of the way than that, because it's entirely possible that we'll be running stuff over here. This seems to me to be an area where we could do that and maybe even have a little bit of light industry going on. So let's take a smaller road, kind of an industrial looking road, and we'll run that out along the coast here. Just about like that. That's odd. This whole thing, this entire road here, seems to be too low. Am I... No, I'm using the default elevations here, so we're just going to have to manually raise these up a little bit, I guess. Which we can do pretty easily. Just kind of raising them until we don't see the stone poking through the grass anymore. That's usually a good indication that it's reasonably flat. And especially here, it's starting to get pretty bad. But we can fix it. Can you fix it? Yes, we can. Did I miss one here? Looks like I might have. There. We'll just keep on going. Alrighty, that should do just fine. We will put down our incineration plant right at the end here, and we'll put the recycling center opposite it and get the water run out here. And I don't know why you're complaining about not having power, since you're right next to a power generating incineration plant. So I'm going to ignore that, and I'm going to assume you're going to get your act together without my help. How's that sound? That sound like a good plan? I think that sounds like a good plan. Okay, actually, that helps us with the power too, because we were running a little bit short on power capacity. Okay, our new little suburb here is filling out well-ish. What do we got here? We got a couple of burglaries. Not a big deal. We got a police station right over here. We have still high demand across the board, so let's go ahead and pop down some more suburbs. And from here on out, this whole zone here will make into a little Americana suburb zone. So we'll put down some curved roads to kind of match everything together, and we'll just zigzag around a little bit. Do another one over here out to, let's say, that should have been a straight road. Unmodded road placement behavior. Yeah, that's what we want. We want unmodded road placement behavior. Should that have been a straight road? I don't think so. Let's... Fine. Be that way. See if I care. Then we can fill things out a little more here. We'll go, no, straight. I gotta work out what the hotkeys for these things are. There's bound to be hotkeys that I just don't use because I don't know them. Alright, more suburbs. And we're going to do the same thing we did on our other suburbs and separate the residential area from the main road for purpose of noise and quality of life. So all of this will be residential. All of this. And all of this. And we'll just kind of get rid of the ugly little corner so we don't end up with weird buildings that don't fit. And put in a little bit of extra space here and there. Here and here. All the way down here, we'll just use the fill tool for these. People like having places to live, man. It's the strangest thing. In this rear section, technically still a bit of a through road, so I'm gonna just leave that for now. Or not. I mean, not filling that in really kind of limits what we have to work with here. And we do have a lot of demand, so let's go ahead and just put down residential along here too. But not too dense. Still a fair amount of commercial demand too. Our high density commercial here. We can expand on that a little bit, and then we'll run some low density up the side road here. And perhaps even, no, perhaps not. But we could put some commercial down here as well. Small scale stuff. We don't want to cause too much noise pollution. But that should be fine. And people are happily moving in. So this is definitely coming along. Let's take another quick look around town. Make sure that everything is more or less under control. Got some people waiting for garbage. It would appear that our garbage dump here is empty, so we can stop emptying this one and start emptying the other one. I'm just kind of cycling these. I'd like to get to the point where we don't need them, but it's nice to have a little bit of buffer. A little bit of trash pickup. What do we got here? Not enough raw materials. No big deal. We can always add a little extra oil. Quick look at traffic. Nothing new. Same areas are showing up red, but everything is well under control. Let's have a quick look at our transit lines, particularly the new subway line we just built. That's the wrong button. I need to press the transit button here. Oh, this is our tram line. Tram line's doing nicely. No serious issues with capacity. Most of these trams are much less than half full, so let's take the vehicle count down just a little bit. And let's take a look at the subways. So the number 2 line is the one we just built. And it's just, 2 stops. And this one has a lot of people. Oh, it had a lot of people waiting, but the trains are coming by and picking them up fast enough. It might be a match day. Maybe that's why it's so busy. But that looks fine. I don't see any issues here. We don't have any public transit set up in this section yet. We will. We will absolutely put some buses down there and maybe even a tram line. Let's look at our other subway line. The number 1. Beautiful. Just 2 trains. Actually, you know what? We don't need... Maybe we do, because we have 175 people here. We'll leave it there for now. So yeah, everything's going pretty well. We built a new soccer stadium, and it looks nice, and we've got a decent public transport network that seems to be working to everybody's benefit here. Pretty straightforward. It's nothing special. Next episode, we'll put down a subway line here, and we'll continue building this out and maybe start thinking about what to do here. But that's going to do it for today, so thank you everybody for watching. I really do appreciate it. Before the next episode, I'm going to work out why I keep getting these European buildings popping up, hopefully get a solution for that. In the meantime, if you like what you see and you haven't done so yet, please do consider subscribing, liking, and clicking on that little bell button to make sure that you get fucking spam every single time I post a new video. You'll love that. It's awesome. Spam is the best. All right, folks, y'all take it easy. We'll see you next time. Peace.